How can anyone be miserable in a place like this? Looks so good, weather fantastic. Who wouldn't want to be here? Well, for this last week, I decided I didn't want to be here. Like a lot of places, Pattaya just doesn't feel like Pattaya. Bars have closed, massage parlours have closed, all the atmosphere is gone at night, and only a handful of places remain open. It's getting harder to get a beer with your afternoon meal, and all this talk of curfews sounds horrendous. This is not the Pattaya you know and love. Well, I suppose I've been lucky. I managed to get probably the last Thai Airways flight back to the UK. Those who watched my last video must have thought I was crazy taking the way I did the girl in the Thai Airways office who told me my flight on April the 6th was confirmed and not a problem. Well, I wasn't the only one to believe what I was told, except something still didn't feel quite right. I began hearing that March the 31st was the final date of any flights. I still wasn't so sure because I so often think there are a lot of rumours and fake news going around in situations like this. But then, with just days to go, I finally got the email from Thai Airways. Your flight is being cancelled. Thank you for your custom. You know, when I got that email, in a strange way, I was kind of relieved. I no longer had to flight back home, and this was bad news, but at least I knew where I stood. I just wish the email could have come a bit sooner. So you may have thought my first instinct would be to go back to Thai Airways office and demand another flight. Except, I wouldn't be so sure that there was another flight available. Those queues were getting worse and I needed to act fast. So I looked at other alternatives, but some of the prices quoted were extortionate and I didn't want to pay that kind of money when there was every chance that company would cancel their flights as well. This is the most uncertain time in all my years of travelling. So I must admit, for a brief while, I began considering the feasibility of being stranded in Pattaya for 2 months. I mean, I've travelled for so many months, what harm would another 2 months make? Well, if Pattaya was the Pattaya of old, and provided you have enough money to enjoy it, then it would not be a bad place to be stranded. But this is not the Pattaya of old. This has become a ghost town, one of those travelling places you endure for a couple of nights, not a couple of months. And also the uncertainty of not knowing when you'll be able to leave, what's happening exactly, and that talk of curfews. All the fun has been sucked out of Pattaya right now. I never thought I'd say this about this great, over-the-top beach resort, but I just wanted to get out of this place. So, with time running out, I got up early and headed back to Thai Airways office. I arrived an hour before opening and the queue was already strong. Who knows what's going to happen when I get inside? Well, to cut a long story short, I queued for 3.5 hours. I know others have queued longer, but 3.5 hours is a very, very long time. I mean, in that time I could have watched Ben-Hur from start to finish. A strange thought to be having when you're in a queue. But I got inside and I was really quite surprised. They gave me a new ticket. They didn't try and charge me any extra and the flight was booked for March the 28th, just after midnight. When I was on the flight home, someone told me this was actually the last flight before Thai Airways stopped all flights. I was so lucky to be on it, and I know a lot of others felt the same way. Well, the flight went well, but it felt strange arriving back at Heathrow. Couldn't even get a hot coffee because everything was closed. At least the National Express changed my ticket, but couldn't take me all the way home. Had an expensive taxi fare at the end of it. But I got off lightly. I mean, what a strange, almost surreal way to end this long winter of travel. It began as far back as last August when I was in Krakow in Poland. Since then I've been to Taiwan, Vietnam and sporadically back and forth to Thailand. I've had my ups and downs throughout this travel and winter season, but who would have thought it would end this way? My plan was to spend the last 3 weeks of this travelling season in Pattaya. Good old, over-the-top, full frontal, no holds barred Pattaya. 3 weeks of over-the-top indulgence. 3 weeks of drunken debauchery to go out on a high note. Instead, it was 12 days of negativity. Bars closing, very little going on anywhere. And the guys you meet have only one thing to talk about: getting home. So many fellas have had their flights cancelled and simply don't know what's going to happen next. Many have had to pay extortionate amounts of money simply to get home, and some may not be able to claim it back. Just seemed like a weird situation. I think I got off lightly. I was lucky to get home without a problem, but I must admit for those few days in Pattaya, when I thought I could be stranded there for months, gave me a terrible feeling. I've travelled for many months at a time, but never in circumstances like this. I don't like uncertainty, and this was a very uncertain situation. So many people are stranded around the world at this moment in time. A friend of mine is currently stranded in the Philippines. He's been in social isolation and doesn't know when he is able to get back home to the UK. And the fact that he has an Italian passport doesn't make things any easier. I hope he's okay right now and wish him the best of luck. So I'm back home now, not knowing what to expect. I think we are all being told to stay home and not go to work. What a crazy situation this has become. Look, enough about me. I hope wherever you are right now that you are coping well. This is a dreadful worldwide problem and it's not going to go away anytime soon. Well, my winter travelling season has come to an end. It's had its ups and downs, as travelling often does, but I never thought it would end in such a way. I have plenty more videos to upload from Vietnam and Thailand, so I suppose staying at home will give me plenty of time to edit them. But I'm in no rush to upload these travel videos. I just think right now, at this moment in time, most people are not thinking of travel, far from it. When I arrive home at this time of year, I'm always a bit worn out with the travel and just want to get back to a bit of normality. But then, I'm usually only back a couple of weeks before I start making plans for my next big adventure. Somehow, I think it will be a while before I can confidently book my next flight to Bangkok or wherever. What's going on right now? Is it all going to blown over and everything back to normal in 6 months' time? Do you really believe that? Somehow, I'm not quite sure. Well, I'll sign off there. I hope everyone is okay, and a special thought for those stranded in a foreign land right now. I hope you can get back safely. So, thanks for watching. Keep thinking positive. Let's hope we all have better times pretty soon. And I'll see you again in the next video. Cheers.